Welcome back. Once again, adventurers, let's play Robotics Notes Elite. Now, before we get started, I'd like to apologize for the fact that there's no audio commentary in the last 4 episodes. As useful as Bandicam is for recording Let's Play episodes, it's not perfect. And though I was hoping not to have any sort of audio technical issues, it can't be helped that they occasionally arise, but hopefully you should all be able to hear my voice now. As for why I don't just do audio commentary over those previous episodes, part of the reason is that it's not the same recording everything a second time around, especially since this is still, as far as I'm aware, pretty much a totally blind adventure on my part. So, given everything that has happened, it's hard to make any sort of reaction once that original commentary's been lost, sound authentic. But anyway, enough about that. In the last episode, Kaito was rather smitten, or that'd be probably better to say that he is literally head over heels for Nai Tanuchi. Due to the fact that she can actually go toe-to-toe with him in Kill-Ballad, his favorite game of all time. Well, so it seems, because Kaito was rather disappointed and considerably distraught when Nai mentioned that she is going to be leaving Nagahama Island in just a few days. But anyway, Kaito's leaving his house. I call out to Mother and leave from the front door. Even though it isn't noon yet, a powerful beam of sunlight rains down on my face from above. I'm glad it's nice today. I'm supposed to meet Nai-san at 10 AM. Very punctual of you there, Kaito. I'm going to pick her up at the JAXA employee dormitory. Since Uchigaoka Park is on the way, I plan to take care of business beforehand. Get some Kill-Ballad in. I'd throw my stuff into the front basket of my scooter, and just as I try to put my helmet on, I notice something. In the corner of the narrow garden, there are some red flowers blooming. Very distinctive red flowers. I only now realize that we have hibiscus flowers blooming in our yard. Not that we have to worry about that, because that flag has been put to bed. Maybe I noticed it because Nai-san was talking about them the other day. Otherwise, I'd never take an interest in the flowers in our garden. What'd she say about them again?
南国って感じのお花ですよね。
Yeah, that's right. Her explanation left an impression on me. Totally had nothing to do with the fact that it was a part of the flag for the third Kimijima report. Totally had nothing to do with that.
Kai!
And here comes trouble. Well, good luck, Kaito. Be seeing you. No, I won't abandon you just yet. I think you're gonna have problems. Oh, it's Akiho. I guess he swung by while going for a walk.
おはよう。どっか出かけるの？
Gonna be impossible to talk your way out of this without arousing her suspicions, Kaito.
まあね。ちなみにもし部活あるならサボらせてもらうんで。だってさ、今俺なんて特にやることないじゃん。
Which is true.
そっちは少しは進展してるわけ？
今日はスバルとガンツク2のデザインについて話してくるつもり。
Well, at least you seem to have recovered considerably after what happened with the leaked final gun barrel footage. Hope you're really doing okay, because Akiho hadn't been eating since she saw that footage, which was a very worrying sign. And also, considering the fact that that footage totally lacked the noble, honorable, cheerful gun barrel aura that Akiho is so fond of.
もうショックからは立ち直ったんだね。
ショック？
Trying to pass it off as if nothing happened.
頑張れるの最終話のこと？
It was very overwhelming, to be honest. The day of the leak, Akiho was so stunned that she couldn't eat. I wonder how Kamichiro was feeling.
うちが思ってたのと違ったからね。ショックっていうよりがっかりだったんだ。でもあんまり深く考えてもしょうがないかなって。
I think all I will say here is that that is good advice for you, Akiho Tsunomiya.
それでも頑張れるはうちの好きな頑張れるで何も変わらないしね。
Indeed. I'm glad she's recovered so quickly.
で、カイ、こんな朝早くからどこ行くの？
Yeah, she was never gonna let it go that easily, Kaito.
ナエさんとデート。
Or you could just blurt it all out and just, yeah.
海水浴に行ってくる。ナエさんのリクエストでね。
カイ、天王寺さんといつの間にそんな仲良くなったの？
2 days.
つい最近だよ。
まさか告白したとか？
Uncharacteristically, he did.
いや。
Lies. That's absolute
好き
lies.
なの？
好きっていうかさ、ナエさんすごく強いんだよ。
強いんだ。って強い？
キルバラがね。
Yeah, probably should have mentioned that part first,
キ
Kaito.
ルバラ。あ、そう、キルバラ。
Just for a second, Akiho was worried there, which she technically should still be.
なんでも中学生の頃から東京のゲーセンで鍛えてたらしくてさ。読みがうまいんだよな。あれ絶対に対戦相手の反応まで含めて読んでるよ。単なる運ってわけじゃなさそう。
Kaito still marveling at Nai's KB skills.
対戦成績じゃ今のところ俺が優勢ではあるんだけどね。向こうがもっと慣れてくるとこれが五分になってくるかも。だから気を抜けないわけよ。
カイは本当ゲームも大好きだね。
More than life itself, Akiho. More than life itself. Huh? Why did you seem disappointed in me?
あんまり天王寺さんを困らせないようにね。
Well, at least she's taking this better than I thought she would. Akiho lowers her shoulders as she walks back the way she came.
アキちゃん何しに来たんだ？
Guess we'll never know, will we, Kaito? Well, whatever. I'm gonna be late if I don't get moving. Away we go. Let's do this. Meanwhile, back with Akiho. On second thought, she's not taking this well at all. It takes less than 3 minutes to walk from Kai's house to mine. Just as I arrive back home, Kai passes by on his scooter honking his horn. He waves at me, so I wave back. I wonder why. As I watch his back grow distant, I feel something grow tight, deep inside of my chest. I suddenly realize that I'm squeezing the little finger attached to my Pokécon. I think back on Kai's earlier attitude. He was going on and on about games. It didn't seem like he was into Tanushi-san as a woman, but as a fellow gamer. Or so it seemed. I recall the past. I was in grade school and my sister still lived on the island. She loved playing games. She was especially into fighting games. And of course, she always taught me and Kai how to play since we were constantly shadowing her. But I'm really bad at things that require fast, instantaneous responses, so I never improved. Kai, on the other hand, well, he just kept getting better and better. And suddenly, before I knew it, he and Big Sis were communicating using dedicated fighting games lingo. It's a language I've never understood. And as Kaito kept moving forward, Akiho was being left behind. It's a raw language that only people who live in that world can understand. Whenever they'd start talking like that, I'd just space out, alone. It felt like I was lost in some foreign country all by myself. I was lonely. I kind of felt like Big Sis was being taken away from me. I was even jealous of Kai. So whenever the two of them would start rambling on about playing games, I'd watch the anime Dad let me borrow. That's how I became so knowledgeable about mecha anime, and about Gun Barrel too. But I still felt left out, especially since Kaito couldn't give a fig about mecha anime or Gun Barrel. Akiho's one passion in life. I'm sure the reason my chest hurts so much right now is because I feel the same as I did back then. You're not the only one to compare Nai Tanuji to your older sister, Akiho. In fact, Kaito did that same very thing, which is why he's so attached to her right now. Anyway, the beach. The vast sandy shores of Nagahama Coast are, as one would expect, deserted. But this is not a desert island, this is still Japan. The beach extends for a ways, but it doesn't stretch out in a perfectly straight line. I can't see far out. If we go farther north, we'll find my school's surfing club practicing, but the area we're in is devoid of people. Just how Kaito likes it. I haven't come to the beach since elementary school. Maybe that's just unique to me. Maybe. Ever since I started getting attacks, I stopped hanging outside.
いいですね。無人の砂浜とコバルトブルーの海。
Pretty much, Nai. I turn around when I hear Nai-san's voice. She had initially left to change. Nai-san's in a bikini, boldly exposing her slender body. Good thing it's just you two around here. She has a very healthy, extremely sexy figure. Also, I don't know what was going on with the audio there. Something weird was happening. My eyes can't help but be drawn to her. And she's got some very suitable looking shades on her head right there. Good for keeping out those UV rays.
カイトくん、あんまりジロジロ見ないでください。
Yeah, probably should take that advice.
綺麗だなと思って。
ありがとうございます。高校生の男の子にそう言ってもらえると、ちょっとだけ自信ついちゃいます。
She laughs and rubs her upper arm.
腕だけちょっと焼けちゃってるんですよね。自転車焼けっていうのかな。日焼け止めは一応塗ってたんですが。
I'd say that would be a general tan, really, but oh well. Her arms look slightly browned from her forearm down. Her body is pure white, so it stands out.
ナイさん、どこで着替えてきたの？
着替え？そこで上に着てた服を脱いだだけですよ。
もしかしてあらかじめ水着をつけてきてたわけ？
Well, she was certainly prepared. Nai-san nods with a bright smile. Saves having her change in the middle of the open outdoors. Well, I'm no different. If I take my shorts off, I have my bathing suit on underneath.
でもいいのかな。
何が？
だってカイトくんってアキホちゃんと付き合ってるんでしょ？
いや、付き合ってないよ。
I flash her a wry smile.
え、そうなんですか？
まあ、よく勘違いはされるけどね。
Akiho and I were always together. But that's not because we were dating, it's because we both get attacks. We just watch each other's backs.
でも恋人はいるんでしょ？
いえ。
Unless you count Kill-Ballad, obviously.
ふーん、確かにカイトくん変わってますもんね。
ってそこで納得しないでよ。
Said the guy, totally aware of that, obviously.
そういうナエさんはどうなの？東京に恋人とかいるんじゃない？
それが全然全く。お父さんがやたら厳しくてですね。しかも見た目がタコ坊主みたいなので。
Yeah, I had a feeling that Yugo would be behind that. Although strangely, and I can't believe I'm going to say this, I would actually think that Yugo would probably take a bit of a liking to Kaito. I mean, better Kaito Yashio than Hoin Kiyoma. An octopus, more like a bodybuilder, with the physique of a freight train and a truck.
友達の男の子を家に連れて行こうものなら親の敵かっていうぐらい睨みつけてくるんです。
Yeah, can be quite overwhelming. But then again, going back to what I said earlier, if Yugo saw that Kaito and I were actually getting on well with each other, he might have a change of heart. Maybe.
高校時代の私は勉強の虫だったこともあって、青春の甘酸っぱい1ページとは全く無縁でしたよ。はあ。
As tough as he is, he's only ever been looking out for your well-being, Night Nuji.
いかんいかん、湿っぽくなっちゃってるじゃないですか。
Nai-san slaps her own cheeks to re-energize herself.
ともかく、カイトくんが彼女いないなら堂々とデートしていいっていうことですね。
Fingers crossed.
いいと思うよ。それじゃ、せっかく二人きりになれたことだし。
I swiftly whip out my Pokécom from the bag around my waist. I knew it! Trust Kaito to forego swimming for Kill-Ballad. I should have expected this, and yet it still surprises me.
いざ勝負と行こうじゃないの。
Are you trying to play Kill-Ballad or Yu-Gi-Oh? You didn't think Kaito was actually going to go swimming now, did you, Nai? Probably should save the Kill-Ballad for after you've actually gone swimming. Not that I'm one to talk, but I digress. The sound of the waves coming to and fro rings out. The back and forth rocking sounds act as the perfect background music for our silence. It was all going so well. Nai-san stands there dazed.
勝負ってここでキルバラの対戦ですか？
Indeed.
そう。他に何があると？
Kaito isn't a weirdo for nothing, Nai.
私は海水浴に来たんだってゲームをしに来たわけじゃないんですが。
Indeed, because the ocean's going to be freezing in October, so Nai's trying to live it up while she can.
海水浴をたまにしつつ、がっつり対戦でしょ。
カイトくんってやっぱり変な人ですね。
Yeah, there really is such a thing as tact and timing, but then again, that's never been Kaito's style. Nai-san sits with a bitter smile. She then begins to stretch out.
この島の人はマイペースな人が多いみたい。
Pretty much.
私も結構のんびりしてる方なので、そういうペースは苦手じゃありませんが、さすがに カイト君は極端すぎですよ。
Yeah, he can be very much over the top.
じゃあ本気で海に入る気？
本気だろうと本気じゃなかろうと入ります。
Nice sign flashes me a cunning smile. Also, I'm about to point out my own, the mistake that I made. I thought these were sunglasses because they look like sunglasses, but they're actually swimming goggles. So anyone who watches this and tries to point that out as a mistake, I've already gotten to that first. So, yeah.
カイト君もね。
Mistake corrected. What happens when I don't actually pay attention. She suddenly grabs my arm and starts running towards the waves.
で、待ったポケコンが
My bag is still wrapped around my waist. If that gets in the water, it's pretty much screwed. If I go in like this, it's gonna get drenched in seawater and ruined. The thing might be waterproof, but better safe than sorry. Sadly, too little too late. Nisan rushes full speed toward the waves. With me in tow, of course. Blah 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 blah. The momentum causes me to trip over myself and plunge face first into the water. My mouth gets filled with salty seawater and I immediately hack it all out. I finally managed to get up on my knees and pull my face from the water.
冷たい。でも気持ちいいですね。
Naya's frolicking about joyfully. At this very moment, she looks nothing like the mature adult who works day to day. No, she looks like she's our age, like she's just a normal girl. As I watch her beaming smile,
カイ、勝負しようよ。
again. I wonder why, but I begin to remember. The girl I could never reach, no matter how much I extended my arm. Her voice, her words, her figure, her gestures. I remember it all so vividly. I remember the time when Mizune was still on the island. When Akiho and I were still in elementary school. When we came to play at the beach. I've always looked up to Mizune. But Nai isn't Misaki, Kaito. Not at all. She was the cool friend that was older than me. She was always the one walking ahead of me. And no matter how much I chased after her, I could never catch up. If only you knew how Akiho feels, Kaito. It wasn't just the age gap. It was her immense talent. And because I could never catch up to her, I only grew to admire her more as each day passed. I wanted to accomplish something, anything, and have her acknowledge me. Again, Kaito. So when I was little, I secretly promised myself, Have I ever caught up to Mizune in some way? I'd confess my feelings to her. For as long as I can remember, I've always been serious about whatever I did. Anyway, I didn't care what it was, I just wanted to catch up to Mizune and surpass her. I started playing games as one of those potential paths forward. But as if to ridicule my desperate drive to succeed, Mizune ended up challenging me in all sorts of ways. To this day, I don't know if she poked fun at me because I was little or because she truly loved to play games. Mizune was always about the challenge. Even when we came out here to swim back in elementary school, she was always about the challenge. Beach volleyball, swimming contests, bare-handed jellyfish fishing. There was no way that a snotty little grade schooler like me could win against the genius high schooler Mizune. She made a mess of me. As for Akiho, she never took part in the challenges. She'd just watch from afar, or cheer for Mizune. In the end, the promise I made to myself went unfulfilled. Never mind the fact that Misaki is a completely different person than she was as a high schooler, Kaito. Even if you did confess those feelings would go unrequited, I'm sorry to say. Mizune ended up going to college in Tokyo after she graduated from high school.
秋のことよろしくね。
The words she delivered to me before her departure marked the end of my young love story. As soon as she said those words to me, I realized it. That Mizune never really cared about me like that in the first place. You were just the companion to Akiho. I was just a kid in the neighborhood who she was pals with. That's all it ever was. Those words made me realize that that was the extent of my existence to her. Which isn't necessarily a bad thing to realize. The final words on the silent had nothing to do with me. She simply entrusted her little sister to me. Of course, I could and still do understand that she trusted me as one of her close childhood friends. That's why she was able to leave Akiho to me. But those weren't the words I so longed for. I was happy to be relied on, and to this day I've stayed faithful to that promise. But the fact remains that I finally understood. The moment my love story ended. Her final words, signaling that I could never catch up to her. I felt left behind. And that feeling has never really gone away. Once again, Kaito, if only you knew how Akiho was feeling at this moment. Or maybe I'll continue to feel this way for as long as I remain on this island. There's not much for the two of us to do on this empty beach. If we were in a relationship, we could flirt by the shore or sit shoulder to shoulder in the sand, chatting away endlessly. But Nai wants to swim and you want to play Kill-Ballad. But Nai-san and I aren't like that. Had I brought a watermelon with me, we could have split it like the good old days. Or if we had a beach ball and floats, maybe we'd have something to do. But we don't. since we decided to come here yesterday, we didn't really prepare anything. I don't even know where we're going to get lunch. Needless to say, there aren't any beach houses here. The closest store is about 10 minutes away by scooter. Anyway, we've already exited the water. It's only been an hour since we arrived.
まさかこんなに早く自分がバテるとは思わなかったよ。
I haven't been to the beach in a while, so I've totally forgotten how to enjoy the ocean.
子供の頃は何時間でもはしゃいでいられたんでしょうけどね。
You would win that bet, with interest, We lay a vinyl sheet out on the sand and sit on it. Nai-san has been applying sunscreen to herself. She apparently forgot to put it on before leaving the dorm.
でもこのちょっと気だるい感覚久しぶりかも。海に遊びに行くと必ずこんな風に疲れちゃいますよね。で、帰り道はとっても眠くなるんです。
Well, at least she's enjoying the beach. Nai-san doesn't seem to be the least bit bored.
さて、カイトくん、悪いんですけど、背中にオイル塗ってもらえます？適当にサッとでいいんで。
She hands me the sunscreen. Back here. We totally couldn't possibly be going down every single anime cliche in the universe. No, definitely not. Nai-san is wearing a bikini with extremely low coverage. Her back is practically bare. Hell, I don't even think I've seen my childhood friends back up this close in person recently.
俺にオイル塗らせたいならさ、一勝負してよ。
Once again, Kaito laying out his ultimatum, as usual.
ここでそれを言いますか。
Did you forget who you were talking to? Did you forget what kind of person Kaito is?
男の子的にはこういうの嬉し恥ずかしドキドキイベントであって何が何でもやりたがるものだと思ってました。
Yeah, but no.
もしかしてカイト君女子が好きじゃないとか？
Only one girl, and that girl is long gone.
なんでそうなるわけ？っていうかさ、ナエさんはナエさんでそんなこと言い出すってことは俺のこと誘ってるの？
どうでしょう。
Just like that, she's acting like a more older, more experienced woman. I don't want her to get the wrong idea about me, so I opted to just help her. Yeah. I put some sunscreen on my palms and gently apply it to her skin. Nai-san's whole back twitches. I guess it must tickle a bit. A little. Her skin is elastic, smooth, warm, and feels good to the touch.
丁寧に塗らなくてもいいですよ。適当で。
You gotta make sure that the whole area is covered. I mean, you don't want to be burnt just because you missed a spot. I can feel the vibration of her voice through her skin when she speaks.
じゃ、塗り終わったら勝負ね。
本当にしつこいな、カイト君は。
That is.
ちなみにこういう時ってさ、普通は寝そべってビキニのブラ紐も取ってから塗るみたいなパターンよく見るけど。
Nice try, Kaito. Nice
そ
try.
れは日焼け止めじゃなくて日焼けオイルの方ですよ。こんがり小麦色に焼きたい時に塗るやつです。
へえ、なるほどね。
I hand the sunscreen back to Nai after doing a quick sweep across her back, like she told me to.
ありがとう。どうでしたか？乙女の柔肌に触れた感想は。
You know, if Hugo were here, I'd actually take back what I said about him and Kai being on good terms. If Hugo was right here, right at this moment, he would almost certainly pummel Kaito and then strangle the living daylights out of him. That's the Yugo Tanuji that I remember.
ね、聞くのそれ。
照れてますね、この子の。
She starts poking me with her finger. Since he's the one teasing me, I decide to unleash a light-hearted counterattack.
じゃあ感想。すべすべで柔らかくてマシュマロみたいでした。もっと触っていたかったです。
そうでしたか。
She's actually blushing. I'm surprised. And also concerned. Genuinely concerned. Crap. I think I just dug my own grave. Yeah, you definitely made things awkward there, Kaito. This is more embarrassing than I thought it'd be. Wait, why is Nisan the one blushing? Took you long enough to realize. What happened to her whole mature, experienced woman thing? We sit in silence for a while. It's pretty awkward.
カイト君は
Indeed. Nisan breaks the ice, but she's no longer blushing. She's kind of smiling, actually. But she also sort of looks like she's on the verge of tears. Her expression is somewhere in the middle.
私が東京に一度戻ると聞いて寂しがってくれましたけど。
うん、まあね。
That it
一緒
was.
に来ます？
え？
A possibility that Kaito didn't expect.
例えば私からそんな風に誘われたらどうしますか？
Now that is a very powerful question indeed. Because aside from going to going to Robo 1 in Tokyo, Kaito never has really spent much time off of Tanegashima Island, so he's never really seen the rest of Tokyo. That being said, leaving Tanegashima behind would pretty much involve leaving Akiho behind on the island as well. And that is something that he can't do. Nisan doesn't look at me. Instead, she gazes out at the horizon. What is she thinking? What is the meaning of this question? I feel like she's looking into my heart. It feels like I don't understand Nisan as well as I thought I did. I gently close my eyes. That day, 6 years ago. I was still a kid. And Akiho was entrusted to me. I couldn't chase her. I didn't have the means to chase after her. But what about now? I could go if I wanted to. I could go alone even. Ignoring the specifics of actually finding a way to physically get off the island. I could go right this moment. No, I don't have any money, and I've done no prep. That's right, I'm not prepared. Back then, 6 years ago, if I could have, I would have wanted to go with her. I still feel that way now. But even then, what have I accomplished these past 6 years, besides spending most of that time playing Kill-Ballad and getting to pretty much the rank of the top players in the world? I think I've been able to uphold the promise I made to Mizune. But back then, I gave up on my feelings, my hopes. I had to. I've had lots of chances to make them become a reality since. In 6 months, I graduate high school. But how much prep have I really done to follow her to Tokyo? Practically none at all. I open my eyes. The sunlight brightly reflects off the sand.
わかんないかな。
That's the only answer I can squeeze out. I'm utterly hopeless.
そっか。カイト君はゲームする相手を求めているだけなのかもしれませんね。
Indeed, but that's just how Kaito is. Someone to play games with.
倒すべき相手がいないと本気になれないタイプ。
I don't think she's wrong.
でも
Nisan looks at me. The smile on her face is a little lonesome.
私はカイト君にとっての誰かの代わりにはなりませんよ。
No, you cannot. She saw right through me. I knew it. She's on a different level. She's not just pretending to be an adult. That day, our date came to an abrupt end before noon. Nisan told me that she had fun with her usual smile, but I knew better. I knew that she was just being polite. Nisan is an adult. I'm still just a child. That's all there is to it. And thus that story came to an end. As before. And along with that, summer is about to end, and so is this episode of Let's Play Robotics Notes Elite. And when we return, adventurers, Saturday. Glorious Saturday. As always, until next we meet.